Cobra Kai is back, with season 6 now streaming on Netflix, and in Cobra Kai fashion, part 1 was fantastic. It had the emotion, drama, and of course, karate. The first part of season 6 hit all of the marks, except for when it came to Kenny Payne's storyline. But before we get into it, welcome back to my Taylor Talks channel. If you guys are new here, make sure to click that like and subscribe button for some more Taylor Talks. Now back to talking about Kenny's questionable storyline. So Kenny's storyline in season 4 and 5 were great. We saw Kenny introduced as a boy that was brutally bullied by Anthony LaRusso, Daniel LaRusso's son, and this was a huge shocker that he was a bully, but okay. Anyways, Kenny was tired of being chased around and having to deal with online bullying, so he turned to his brother Sean in juvie for help. Sean pointed him to the direction of Robbie, as they used to be in juvie together, and Robbie basically took Sean under his wing at Cobra Kai. After a rough start at Cobra Kai, Kenny went from a novice to one of the strongest fighters at Cobra Kai. Kenny went from being bullied to being Anthony LaRusso's worst nightmare, even giving him an interesting name, which I won't say on YouTube. But sadly, Kenny turned into a ruthless fighter, in which Robbie tried to save Kenny all throughout season 5 and convince him that Terry Silver's ways were not to be followed. But Kenny didn't care, until at the end of season 5, when Kenny found out that Terry Silvers had been lying to him the whole time by paying the officials to always have his dojo win. Yikes. Fast forward to season 6, Kenny was still dealing with the fact that Terry Silver had been lying to him and paying officials to have his dojo win, essentially cheating. He was also mad at Robbie for abandoning him at Cobra Kai. Now, his brother Sean is finally out in season 6, and at first he didn't want Kenny anywhere near Robbie and his friends because he saw that his brother was going through a lot. Essentially, Kenny lost who he was after being lied to and was trying to figure out who he wanted to be now. But the fight at the arcade put things into perspective for Sean, as he realized that Robbie, Tori, Sam, and Miguel actually cared for Kenny. So Sean then proceeded to tell his brother that he should essentially go back to karate and also not follow his same path, which led him to juvie. Kenny took his brother up on his advice and joined the new dojo, Miyagi-Do, and was one of the final 6 that was picked to compete in the Sekai Taikai. And here's where things got a bit dicey for Kenny's storyline. So naturally, Sam, Tori, Miguel, and Robbie were the first 4 to be picked, and Devin, Hawk, Kenny, and Dimitri were vying for the final 2 spots. All 4 of them basically had to play capture the flag, and before the start, it looked like either Kenny and Devin or Kenny and Hawk were going to be the shoe-in. But Devin put laxatives in Kenny's water right before the game, which ultimately made Kenny lose, as he had to run back out of the woods to use the bathroom. I mean, just terrible. And then what happened next with Kenny was, well, we don't know. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what Netflix or whoever is in charge of the storyline got wrong with Kenny. You see, nothing is wrong with giving Kenny laxatives and making the story juicy by making Devin be the bad guy. But it's wrong for us to see Kenny take a deuce in the porta potty in episode 4 and essentially not have any more significant screen time afterwards. Kenny was like a main character in season 5 and honestly should be a main character in season 6, not to be tossed to the side. And yes, there is still a part 2 and 3 coming, but the way part 1 ended, they will probably somehow get Kenny to come back after Tori joined Kreese again. But I mean, good golly, that was not the storyline I was expecting for Kenny, especially since everyone else seemed to have a decent storyline that were not a part of the core 4, which is Robbie, Tori, Sam, and Miguel. I will say that the core 4 seemed to not have as much screen time this season as compared to others, and that's probably because they wanted to flesh out the other character stories. Anywho, justice for Kenny, or am I tripping? As always, I want to know what you guys think. Should Kenny have deserved better in part 1? Do you think the writers ended part 1 the way they did to make an epic comeback for Kenny? And do you agree that Netflix or the writers missed with Kenny's storyline? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for some more Taylor Talks. And don't be afraid to keep pressing. See ya.